I was at the game with my oldest son.
I figured it was like any other preseason game. I was here with my wife.
I had some chest pains.
And as I looked over, I saw this gentleman and just didn't look right to me.
Martinez shoots on a save.
I was looking up at the scoreboard, and I got lightheaded and passed out.
That's when I knew something really bad was happening.
Please direct your attention to center ice as we welcome Bill Streb. On September 29th, here at Staples Center, Bill suffered a heart attack while watching the LA Kings take on the Anaheim Ducks.
I had some, what I thought was indigestion chest pains in the first period and second period, which turns out to not be indigestion. About 5 minutes left in the third period, I got a full cardiac arrest. My son noticed that something was wrong, and the fellow behind us noticed something was wrong.
I remember just watching the game, and I wasn't sure what made me do it, but I started looking away from the play, down the ice.
And he turns out to be an emergency room specialist.
I knew exactly what had happened, jumped over the seats, actually had his son help me lower him down between the seats, and which was not easy. There's not a lot of room there. Eventually we got the defibrillator, was able to shock him, get his heart to restart into a regular rhythm.
You have about 8 minutes when your heart stops before you're gone, so.
Yeah, you know, I think if Bill hadn't been a Kings fan, hadn't been at that game that night, he probably would not have had that outcome.
Fans, let's hear it one more time for Bill.
You know, you're out in front of a lot of people, and I'm not somebody who gets out in front of a lot of people. I just kind of focused on following, walking on the mat, don't trip. Good luck. Good luck. Probably the most moving part was for the national anthem.
I've heard you sing so many times. Outstanding.
And that was really the first time that you could pause and look around and see 18,000 people. The pucks are cold.
The fact that it was a Kings fan was very special for me.
There's definitely a camaraderie-ship for whoever you're sitting next to.
To have this bond with somebody where you share this really strong passion for hockey and for the Kings and get to save somebody's life is a really special gift for me.
They don't tell you like when to drop
yeah.
the puck. Like, oh, I guess now.
That was a Drew Doughty signed jersey that I was wearing. So they cut up the left arm all the way up, and one of the other doctors stopped him and said, "You can't cut up a Kings jersey." So they then took the Kings jersey off, but it's still pretty nasty cuts down the side.
Hey everybody, how are you? How's it going? I'm Drew. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bill, nice to meet you. Great. So I heard the story. That's amazing. It's awesome.
I'm very lucky.
And I heard that you were wearing my jersey too. So.
It's your jersey, right?
Yeah. So I brought you a new one here. 2 new ones. Yeah. So.
It's the kind of thing is never ever going to get washed. You know, I probably won't wash my hand for a couple of days. The doctor was like right behind.
That's crazy.
I had all the stars in alignment. You know, you're in the right place with the right people. I've met a number of individuals who were around the perimeter. I run into a fellow whose name is John, and he said, "I felt so helpless seeing you there, so we just prayed." And I looked straight him in the eye and I said, "Your prayers worked."
It's just a great example of when all of those links work in cardiac arrest care. These are the outcomes that we should be seeing.